Ethan Cole was the quiet one on Outpost 9. While others bragged about surviving asteroid storms or hauling minerals through radiation belts, Ethan kept to himself. He was an engineer, small, steady, and invisible among giants. His uniform hung loose, his voice was rarely heard, and when the crew gathered at the mess hall, no one ever saved him a seat. He didn't mind, or at least he told himself he didn't. Maybe that's just how life worked at the edge of known space. Loud voices got noticed. Quiet ones kept the engines alive. The outpost commander, Ryla Trent, was magnetic, sharp, ambitious, and surrounded by her elite officers, the kind of people who spoke like they were already legends. Her circle laughed loudly, drank hard, and looked at the maintenance crew like they were shadows. Ethan didn't speak to her much, but he noticed things. The faint scar under her eye from a failed docking mission, the way she clenched her jaw before giving orders, the rare moments when she stood alone at the viewport staring at the gas giant below. One evening, while fixing a pressure valve near the command deck, Ethan saw her watching the planet again. Storms of colour swirling like slow fire. He hesitated, then spoke. "Commander Trent," he said quietly, "when's the last time you slept?" She blinked, startled. "Excuse me? You've been here 20 hours straight. You're going to burn out." Her officers turned and laughed. One of them clapped him on the back. "Hey, grease rat, maybe worry about your engines, not our commander." Ryla's lips tightened, but she didn't stop them. Ethan nodded once, muttered understood, and went back to the lower decks. He didn't come back to the command level again. Instead, he requested reassignment, deep maintenance, the kind of work no one wanted. 2 levels down, past the coolant lines and echoing hum of the core, he built something. Not out of spite, but out of peace. A small personal lab. A home. There he worked on a project the others had long abandoned, an old terraforming drone, forgotten after the last mission to Titan X failed. He repaired its circuits, rewrote its software, and slowly, over weeks, gave it a kind of personality. It wasn't much, a floating sphere with a cracked lens and a gentle blue light, but it listened when he talked. He named it Mira. 4 months passed. Up above, things changed. The outpost began to fail. Supply delays, solar interference, tension among the crew. One night, a hull breach alarm screamed across the decks. A meteor fragment had ripped through the reactor housing. Ethan was the only one near it. He and Mira rushed into the chaos. Fire suppression systems failed, the deck shook, and he had 30 seconds before the reactor went critical. His radio buzzed, Commander Trent's voice. "Cole, get out of there!" He ignored her. Instead, he rerouted the coolant lines manually, his fingers bleeding, his voice calm as he spoke to Mira. "Seal Section 4B, override atmospheric venting." "Confirmed," the little drone chirped. The heat was unbearable. He hit the final switch, and the alarm stopped. The power stabilized. The outpost lived. When the smoke cleared, Ethan lay on the deck, unconscious but breathing. Mira hovered beside him, its cracked lens flickering. Days later, he woke in the medbay. Ryla was there, no uniform, just exhaustion and guilt. "You saved everyone," she said softly. "You should have left." He looked at her. "Someone has to keep the engines alive." She smiled faintly, the first time he'd ever seen her do it. Weeks passed. She visited often. They didn't talk about the mission or about rank. They talked about music, old Earth, and what it meant to be forgotten. One evening she asked to see the drone. Mira hovered between them, humming gently. "It's beautiful," she said. "She's just steady," Ethan replied. "Never gives up, even when everything else does." Ryla looked at him, really looked this time, and for once didn't see a mechanic. She saw the man who had carried the weight of the stars on his shoulders, quietly, without asking for anything in return. Outside, the storms of the gas giant raged on. Inside, something shifted, not in the way of heroes or headlines, but in the quiet pulse of 2 people who finally saw each other.